Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning to each and every one of you. I just want to get on very quickly, do this video. It's been on my heart to do for a while. Just want to get on here and do it. As you see from the title, things I did not like while visiting Tanzania, whatever you call it. Things I didn't like. So I'm going to do these things. Now here's what you got to understand. I was only there for about 35 days, so that's a very small window to develop some dislikes. But also, Tanzania is only one country out of 54 on the continent of Africa. And again, I didn't travel all over Tanzania either. I went to two cities, Arusha and, three, Arusha, Dar es Salaam, and Zanzibar. And so these are things that I noticed while visiting those three places. Also, and I know this, when you say things about you don't like about a particular country, people tend to get into their feelings, but I'll simply say this. This is one man's opinion, and you don't have to agree with it, because I'm not doing it for anybody to agree. I'm just simply expressing my opinion for my short time in a particular place. Now, a lot of times people like to come for you, and I'm just simply asking, don't come for me, because I'm not sending for anybody to come for me. Amen? All right, so please don't do that. But I just want to give you these few things, and I got them written down. And, you can agree or you can disagree. It doesn't matter. It's just simply, again, my opinion, my thoughts, and my things that I formulated over a few days on a continent. Does not mean you will experience the same thing. You may experience a totally different thing than I did. But these are things that I experienced over the 10 days. Number one, that I did not like, the first, ATMs. Why do I say ATM? Well, not the ATM machine that I don't like. They're exactly like any other ATM machine. What I didn't like about them is the enormous fees they charge. My God, man. I think, if I can recall correctly, it's like $5 to withdraw money from the ATM machine. The machine charges $5. Also, on top of what your bank is going to charge you from withdrawing money. So you can easily get up to $8 or $9 for withdrawing money. And on top of that, you can only withdraw somewhere in the neighborhood of 170 to 180 at a time. That's about 400,000 T shillings. And so 170 to 180 at a time. So if you like to have cash and you need a lot of cash, think about that. What if you need 1 million shillings? So, 1.2 million. So you got to do 4 withdrawals, and you're talking about anywhere between $32 and $40 of expenses. So I didn't like that. Didn't like the ATM machine. I wish they would simply allow up the limit, basically, that you can withdraw. But, I understand. That's their system, and that's just something I didn't like about the ATM. Another thing I didn't like was a lot of the roads were less than par, I'm going to say. And then I say that because they were just dirt roads. I mean, I'm a country guy, so I know about dirt roads. It's no big deal. But I've been living in the city for a long time and just haven't had the opportunity to travel on dirt roads for a very long time. There's a lot of dirt roads. Now, again, there's parts of the city you can be in where all the streets are paved. But if you start to get out a little bit, you're going to experience some dirt roads. And, I told most of my drivers, I said, man, y'all need Jeeps instead of these cars is what you need. Don't need no car, you need a Jeep. Get you a Jeep so you can navigate these roads. Excuse me. Also, another thing that was really funny for me was walking across the street. Man, that was a challenge for me. And now this is downtown Dar. I don't know about anywhere else, but in Dar, and it was also in Arusha. Walking across the street was a challenge. And I say it was a challenge because, again, it's just simply They have a lot of roundabouts, and there's not a lot of traffic lights, not a lot of road signs, and there's not a lot of excuse me for some reason, sniffing here, but there's not a lot of road signs, and so I say you cross the street at your own risk, if we would. That's kind of what I use. Cross the street at your own risk. It made me feel like I needed my mama to come back and hold my hand across the street, and it was a challenge. But once you get used to it, again, that's something you get used to. But it was just something I didn't like, the lack of crossroads, traffic lights. But you know what? What I did realize is that for what they have going on, it works for them. It literally works for them. So since it works for them, then I shouldn't. Jesus. I shouldn't worry about it. It works for them. So you know what? Since it works for them and their traffic, because they have a lot of traffic in Dar. So if you had a lot of traffic lights and things like that, it would really make for a whole lot more traffic. So what they have to do is just expand the transportation and the road system in order to free some of that up. Yeah, that was a challenge for me, man. It was crazy. And the traffic now, I call the traffic organized chaos. Because like I was telling you, there's no real road, there's no real traffic lights. There are some, but they're not a lot. And there are some crosswalks, but they're not a lot. And they're out a little bit. But when you're downtown in the city center, man, it's a free-for-all. It's a free-for-all, and but it's chaos. It's chaotic to me because I'm used to stop signs. I'm used to crosswalks. I'm used to flashing lights. So it's chaotic to me. But for them, it works for them because it was just organized chaos to them because it worked. I mean, I didn't see wrecks. Even just from my viewpoint, it looked like there would be wrecks everywhere. Just me looking at it from my Western eyes, I saw wrecks everywhere, but to the people driving, I didn't see any wrecks, not car accidents. I mean, I heard a crash. I didn't see it, but I heard a crash one time. But that was not downtown. It was kind of on another road. And it was a crash, but I didn't see it, but I did hear it, and it was pretty loud. But yeah, organized chaos as far as the traffic is concerned. Also now the internet. Let's talk about the internet. So I'll tell you, the internet for me was, I would say it was one step above dial-up for me. Because mainly when I was in my room, and I was trying to do things, download and upload videos and things of that nature, man, it would take forever when it comes to the internet. So I had to go down to the lobby, and the internet was a little stronger there. But, just internet overall was just not, I think that, there's an opportunity for somebody who could go over there and really become a billionaire pretty quickly if you know the ins and outs of the internet, because again, the internet was really it was a challenge. It was a challenge for me. It was a challenge. Now I went to I went to the Orchard Cafe, and their internet was a lot better. And then there was, I think, the Mocha. It was a gas station across the street. Can't remember the name of it, but there was a gas station, had a little coffee shop there, and I went to that cafe in there, the coffee shop, and they had internet. And those two places, internet works well. But where I was staying, in the hotel I was staying in, I'm not sold on their internet. Now it could have just been their internet, but it was everywhere I stayed, hotel wise. Those little shops were different, but everywhere I stayed, hotel wise, the internet was less than what I would want to expect. I want to say it was 3G. I could be incorrect, but I know it wasn't 5G, and I don't think it was 4G. So I think it was 3G, and somebody can go over there and make a lot of money with internet. The next thing, let me hurry on here. The next thing is the lack of manufacturing of their own raw materials. I didn't see that at all. They're not manufacturers. They have a lot of raw materials, but I didn't see a lot of manufacturing plants where those raw materials are being manufactured. Again, I was in Dar. and I was in Zanzibar and I was in Arusha. So I don't know where it's on the outskirts of the towns. Tanzania is a big place. I think it's like the 10th largest country in Africa or something like that. 37th largest in the world. So it's pretty big. So I didn't see even a little bit of it. But most of it, I think 60-70% of it is also dedicated to wildlife. So the inhabitable areas are not really, I didn't see manufacturing. So there could have been manufacturing companies, but I didn't see those. So I just wanted to say that I think they would do somewhat a great opportunity if you would go out there and do some manufacturing, man, raw materials and stuff like that. Boy, you can make a lot of money. Also, now I'm a connoisseur of the cigar, and I didn't see not one cigar lounge. Matter of fact, the only place I could buy cigars were in the large grocery stores that they had. And there was two places, two large grocery stores, and they sold. They said they were Cuban cigars. I don't know. They could have been, couldn't have been. I think they were though, but they were a little on the expensive side, even for a Cuban cigar, especially where they were. So and they were kind of they'd been there for a while too. So that would be. I guess maybe people don't smoke cigars there a lot. Maybe there's no need for a cigar lounge. So, but if you do, if you had a group of people who you knew, 100, 200 people that you knew who smoked cigars in the area, man, that would be a great opportunity for somebody to have a cigar lounge. Also, the next thing is that the TV, the televisions, the internet, I'm sure was not internet, cable, I guess we call it. Depending on what hotel you was in, I didn't watch a lot of TV, so I can't really say. I didn't watch, I turned my TV on maybe 5 times the entire time I was there. So I didn't watch a lot of TV. But I will say that I missed my sports from back home. I was there in the midst of the NBA playoffs, and I missed all the games, and I couldn't find them nowhere. And also the time difference anyway would have had me up in the morning watching games, and it just been weird anyway. But I still would have loved to have that, and also I would have loved to have, at the very least, the ESPN to replay them. So again, that's me from the West, missing some of my sports. But if you're into soccer, there's plenty of that on TV. Plenty of that. Matter of fact, I was there one day. I was in Arusha, and there was a soccer game. I think the game probably was going on in Dar, but there was a game between two African teams. Don't quote me who they were, but everything was closing down, man, because everybody was heading to restaurants, home, or wherever they were going to go to watch that game between those two African teams. So I think they're big on their soccer. So other sports they're not big on, but soccer is definitely not lacking over there. So if you like soccer, you get plenty of soccer. Another thing is, trash cans. So why do I say trash cans? I never really thought about trash cans until I had a need to think about trash cans. So I'm over there, and I got a drink or something, and I'm in city center or wherever, Masaki, Oyster Bay, wherever I am, and I got my drink, and I'm walking with it, and it's now time. I'm done with it, and it's time to discard the container that it's in. Guess what? I look around. I'm walking, I'm looking around, and there's no trash can anywhere. And I'm walking for a while, and there's no trash can. So, that's, something that I believe could help with trash in the city, and help people to now understand where they got to put the trash. Because after a while, I didn't want to pollute the place, but after a while, if you've been walking around this bottle for 20 minutes, at some point you got to, hey. You see a whole lot of bottles over there, so you discard it. But fortunately enough, I was able to, a young lady who was selling some items, she was there, and she saw me with my bottle, looking like I was looking for a trash can, and she offered me her trash bag to put my bottle in. I was so thankful for her for that. So yeah, definitely that is definitely one of the dislikes. So again, let me just go back over these real quickly. ATM fees are just too much for me. I carry cash because I did a lot of shopping on the streets, so I carried cash, and I bought stuff. So I don't know. And I paid cash when I went to restaurants. I mean, and again, you can pay with your credit card, you can pay with mobile money, and all kind of other ways you can pay. My first time there, I wanted to do it with shillings. How about that? I got haircuts, I got pedicure, manicures, all that stuff. Everything I did, I rode boat, I rode all that stuff, and I just wanted to pay cash because I felt like I could get a better deal when I did that, and most times I did. So ATM machines, I wish you would up the amount of cash a person can get out, and maybe even increase the bills because, man, to get $10,000 bills is a big wad to hold around to only have $170 in your pocket. It's kind of hard, man. So maybe bigger bills or something, and a little bit less on the ATM fees, or at least allow people to get more money out at one time. Do some road improvements. Some areas I went to some people's houses, man, and they're great people. Trust me, they're beautiful people. I love the people. We still communicate with each other. But boy, the road to get to their house was brutal. And this was not too far from the airport either. Oh, it was brutal. Oh my God, it was brutal. It was really scary to drive on that road. But again, they do this every day. No big deal for them. Walking across the street, and this is again, it's not impossible, but just for me, it was a shock initially because I walked around a roundabout, man. I was going right here at 90 degree, and by the time I got done walking around the roundabout, because cars kept coming, I ended up at a 45 degree, and I'm like, Lord, I'm supposed to be over here, and I'm back over here. So that was kind of weird, but it was all in fun. I just wish they had better, traffic lights, traffic system. How about that? But again, it works for them where they got going on. Organized, and the traffic organized chaos, which kind of goes with that, traffic lights and crosswalks and stuff like that, and just more paved roads. Period. And internet, man, I know I was in the military, and I worked in Signal, which is communication, which is basically what we would do. We could go to any remote place on Earth with our vehicles and things of that nature. And within 30 minutes to an hour for sure, there's nothing there, but within 30 minutes to an hour, we could communicate back to wherever our headquarters were, wherever we were. Whether we were in another country, wherever we were, we could communicate back to our headquarters. So I know there can be a better internet situation going on there. And again, it may be price. I don't know what it is, but I tell you, somebody who knows that kind of technology should make a trip there and hit the ground running and man, watch your pockets fill up. Because internet is definitely, for me, it didn't work. It worked, but it didn't work like I needed it to work. Like my internet works here in my house. So if they could do that, upgrade that, that'd be great. Get some manufacturing companies, and I tell you, those manufacturing companies will also employ people. You not only will you pick the raw material from the ground, you'll then transport them to the manufacturing plant. Then when you get them there, somebody's got to turn them from raw materials into a sellable product that employs people. So there's so many jobs that can be created with that right there, manufacturing and distribution points. Again, this is a selfish one just for me. Man, figure out how to sell more cigars. Again, the market may not be there for that. And so that may be just something I have to do for myself. But the market may not be there for that. And also get ESPN on the TV. Please get ESPN on your TV. And get some trash cans. Please, ladies and gentlemen, get some trash cans on the streets. That way it will help alleviate some of the trash. And also, I would also say, in some areas, not all areas, because there's some areas that are really improving, and you can see the growth. But I was in some remote places, and where the street was still uncovered, where the drainage system was still uncovered, and they say a lot of time when it rains, it floods areas, and that's all about drainage. That's all about the drainage system right there. And so that's something that needs to be worked on. But again, that's an opportunity for somebody to go there and with the right machinery and things of that nature and the know-how. Again, lots of money. But anyway, I thank y'all for tuning in to hear my few little dislikes about Tanzania. Blessings to each and every one of